Alright, so now that we have our menu basically built, the only thing we gotta do is really add our new game and exit buttons. Because in Flash, we had decided, I hit F9 again. Go to actions. We decided to use, well, for a new game, we decided to use an FS command instead of this external interface call. So, with that said, we can just go ahead and add in or copy this FS command, hit paste, and we can go and we can break this link here. We can change settings to new game and change our objective comment to new game, and we can drag this all the way over here. And for now, I'm just going to make it run another console command, but you can do whatever you want here. This is just an example of what to do. So I want to go ahead and add a new variable here, player for all players, and for commands I'm just gonna go open, I don't know, DM deck. That's the map that exists. So if we hit play game, it won't do anything here because we're in the editor. Neither will exit. We should be able to save this. Then we can open up our game by clicking launch, and it's going to launch our game. And here's our new game. So we can go ahead and click new game. Boom, hit load stack. Boom, just like that. Really cool. And I'm not going to wait for this to load. Or I am, I guess. Can I quit? No. Okay, so my game mode doesn't know how to handle this loading menu, but deck is actually loaded behind of it. But I'm not going to go into that. Basically, you just got to add some code to remove the UT load menu. But anyways, now that that's there, it's loading our game. And it exits, everything's cool. So now we have a main menu. That's really cool. So let's walk over on how to do some advanced features of this whole ForecourseUI thing. So the first thing you can do is, well, obviously you can just tie in whatever functions you want into this switch statement, and your buttons will do whatever you want. Now, if you wanted to edit your buttons so they look a bit different, you can just double click your dynamic menu button and go ahead and edit this component directly. And say if we wanted this text field to be a different font, we can go ahead and change this font to, I don't know, how about Calibri? Or no, that's kind of similar. How about something weird like Allar? Now we can go ahead and click embed, and now let us embed this font. That way it exports. Go ahead and click all, hit OK, and I'm gonna hit save, and I'm gonna publish this. And it's going to publish. It's going to take longer to publish now that you're embedding another font, but it shouldn't take that long. Now, go ahead and re-import our Flash. Let's go ahead and hit thing. See, our font, we changed our font now, so our buttons are now different. Now, that's really cool. So, the thing with all this is that as long as, open, command not recognized. Why did it say command not recognized? That's working. Anyways, long story. So with this text tool here, just chilling here, we can change the background, we can have it do whatever, just keep this general form. And the only really important thing is that you have a text field in your button called text field, just like this, TEXT capital FIELD. Once that's there, it's very similar to a click component. In fact, this is a click component, just customized. So now if you want to change how your menu, like the top of your menu looks, you can go ahead and double click dynamic menu, and you can edit this component, and say if you wanted this red line to be, I don't know, say thicker or bigger, I guess, and you wanted the color to be like blue, you can, and you wanted to change it from that weird stippled to like hatched, we can go ahead and hit save and then publish this. And now we can go to here, we can re-import this, and we can hit, and here we go. See, we now have that blue bar, and that's kind of cool. So you can do whatever you want, really. It's just a matter of customizing the components, and the components will automatically work. Now for the dynamic menu, you also have to have another, make sure your title for the menu is menu title underscore text, and that will work, and everything else will work for you. Now let's go over some of the parameters here. For each dynamic menu, we have button spacing, and that controls the button spacing. We'll go ahead and add this to 1 or 120, and you'll see what that is. And here we go. See how the buttons are going to be a lot more spaced? That's button spacing. So I'll change that back to 60. Now, first button Y, that's the distance from the top of the component to the first button. See, right now, if I type this as 0 and I hit test, the buttons are going to be right on top of wherever the menu starts. And it's got this cool 3D layering effect going on, but it's not what we want. So I want to change this back to 200, just to show you that the buttons will now there'll be 200 units from the top. So if you make the top of your menu like different and bigger or something, then you might have to change first button Y. And animation, let's just change animation type to fly in, just to show you that it will take out the fly in animation, or nothing will happen. What do you know? What do you know? That is apparently broken. What do you know? So that will be fixed in a later build of ForecourseUI. That should have worked though. Whatever. So for dynamic menu holder, there are really no properties. It's just a placeholder. Just as long as you give it a name and as long as you call the functions. Now let's go ahead and open up a dynamic menu one more time. You'll see that on the first frame of this timeline on the actions panel, it's got some basic animation. If you want to animate the movie, kind of how to do that waver thing, don't do on enter frame. On enter frame is handling all this stuff for you. Instead, what you want to do is you want to use the function handle movie animation. You make that into a function, just assign that function. This is basically ran every frame that it needs to for animation purposes. So then you can do whatever you want here. In fact, I'm probably going to embed this as another type of animation built into ForecourseUI, because it's really simple. All it does is has a delta time that gets changed every frame and it rotates. But so you can the code that's already given here, it has a bunch of parameters that you can change, and see base Y rotation, I can make this 180 and that turns the entire thing around. So let's see how that looks. And it's gonna flip around over here, and now everything's backward. But as you can see, there's pretty powerful stuff in here. And distance controls how much it wavers, like 15. Go ahead and publish this and see how it's gonna rotate a lot more. So oops. So that's all up to your own settings. Cool. So that's basically what's going on there. And if you want to change like the well, actually that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, later ForecourseUI will have more components and things you can mess with, but that's pretty much how you do everything. So thank you for watching, and you should now have your complete menu completely working, fully functional menu here. The only problem is, text is too big there. You might notice this flicker on the camera change, and sometimes it doesn't do it. I'm not sure why, and I'm still trying to fix that. I have no idea what's causing that. If you know what's causing that, please let me know so I can start implementing that right away. But so now that everything's built, you can go ahead and quit, and we're done. You have successfully made a scale form menu in Flash. So thank you for watching this series, and I want to see what you guys are making with, my ForecourseUI little projects, or on your own completely. I want to see some fancy scale form stuff. I mean, we just got this new tech. I want to see it being put to good use. Alright, so thank you for watching. Goodbye.